want it to be. This isn't about you. This isn't your world championship. Hell, this isn't even my world championship. This is AEW's world championship. 5 years! 5 years! And we've broken the entire system that wrestling was built on. This is from the best wrestling. And that's why I challenged Okada. Okada, me and you have wrestled twice. You won one, and I won one. You broke my arm, you fractured my orbital, but you have never broken my spirit. Tonight, we find out who's the best. Your title's on the line, the first one of this. But every single minute of this match, my title's on the line, and my career's on the line.
All right.
I won't want it any other way. AEW, this is for you.
All right. Over. Think you're on mute, brother. There you go. All right. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. Check my audio. Test it. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. All right, let me do this. All right, can you hear me?
That's your opponent, how you channel that anger. You are Serena Deeb, the professor, the technical tyrant, the Houdini of technical wrestling.
All right, we'll try it one more time.
It's the hometown hero here in Pittsburgh, as we saw.
Testing.
4-0,
Testing.
undefeated in Pittsburgh. Can Deeb change that statistic?
Fans, before this match gets too far underway, shifting gears for a moment, Hurricane Helene has caused horrific devastation in the southeast. AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery are supporting our partners who are assisting those who
All right, just 1 sec. Little technical difficulty. We're trying to clean up, trying to get a hold on and trying to get it correct, get his audio right. All right. You're not on mute, Hope, but I cannot hear you. You may want to go to settings and audio to test your mic. Hit settings, audio, and check your mic. Make sure you're live. We'll do that. Let me know if that works. Okay. My audio is working, so we're here waiting on you to get it together, brother. All right. So while Hope is getting this thing together, I'm going to get this thing started. While it gets it together. And Hope, if you can, go ahead and try. Like I said, try settings and go to audio and mic settings. You should be able to test your mic. You see the green thing on the side. So, hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the Brad and Hope Show. Got a little technical difficulty, but Hope is going to work it out. I'm quite sure. He is the he also does tech on the show, so he's the engineer also. So, welcome to Brad and Hope Show. We're here every Wednesday evening, and we are based in Atlanta, Georgia. And we talk about everything sports in Atlanta, Georgia, anything that is, not just Atlanta, but Georgia, all around. So whatever your team is, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it. Even if you're a Saints fan, we don't always let Saints fans on the show, but we're willing to make the exception for today. Hope, I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, man. I don't know what's going on the other side, man.
Yeah.
You hear me now? That's all good.
Yeah, I hear you now. So good deal. Welcome, brother.
Yeah.
Back in the saddle again. So we haven't gone too far. So you're right on time.
Man, I was just looking at the Braves score. It was 1-1. Now it's 5-1. What happened?
Come on, man. You know what happened. Braves just don't score. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that in the show tonight. But we know what's going on. I have some theories about the Braves, and I'm not surprised. They've been consistently inconsistent this season, and so it's just more torture if you're expecting a lot from the Braves. It's just more torture. Don't torture yourself. So don't do it to yourself.
Right.
So how you doing, Hover? How's the weekend, man?
Weekend was good, man. It would have been better if the Bulldogs had won, but other than that.
Okay, all right. See, look, man, you started the show off wrong already. Everybody got to talk about that right now. Started the show off wrong already.
Well, I couldn't help it, man.
Yeah.
How's
so you fading in and out? You fading in and out on me.
How was your weekend?
It was decent, man. It was decent. I can complain, but won't nobody listen anyway. So it was a decent weekend. Still wishing I was on a cruise. I still wish I was still on the ship, but we trying to get back soon. All I can think about is being on the ship. I can still remember the layout of the ship in terms of my pathway to get to where I needed to go on the ship, based on where my room was, what it looked like, all of that stuff. I can still remember that. Like, if you put me on the ship right now, I would know where to go for everything. Player Sports Bar, Wind Tavern, my room, 726, my room number. The promenade, get me some coffee, just everything. I knew everything was. I mean, it was a huge ship. I mean, full arcade and everything. And but I knew my way around. Let me tell you what was real interesting. We're gonna move on. But they are so inclusive that they had vending machines. They had about 5 vending machines. I mean, big ones. They were not ordinary vending machines. They were pretty much CVS vending machines. You know, like the CVS store, right? The pharmacy. And so it was funny because I was looking at you. I was looking in the regular store for things. I didn't see anything, but liquor and cigarettes and just stuff like that, and perfume, cologne, and they just had a little small thing for like Motrin and aspirin and stuff like that. I thought, oh man, they ain't got nothing here. And so just happened to go up, and they had this area, and they had these 5 big vending machines, CVS, and they had everything in there. They had all type. They had one of them that had all types of medicines, whether it be whatever basic ailment you had, whether you had a sinus or cold. They had Allegra. You could take a pill. You could take some medicine. You could take if you had headaches, if you had migraines, all types of medicines that was in there. They had condoms galore, tampons, all kinds of those types of things in there. They had headphones, all kinds of headphones in there. Nice headphones. Maybe some Beats in there. I don't know. But they had all types of name it, they had it in there. Anything that you would have in a CVS for the most part in terms of just items and just stuff you would need on the ship. All types of hygiene stuff. If you need a toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, soap that you didn't want to use in there. I don't know why you would buy soap, when you already have soap, but some people just may be allergic to the soap on the ship. But they had everything. I thought it was so cool because if it was anything that you forgot to bring or anything that you needed real quick, they had it in those vending machines. And it wasn't crowded. I don't think everybody knew it was up there.
Wow.
It was crazy. It's the craziest thing ever. Yeah. I think very few people knew that it was there. So I thought that was very interesting on the ship. I think that more ships should have those all-purpose vending machines. I thought it was smart.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very, very smart. Yeah. Oh, man, it's cool. It's cool. Can't wait to get back, man. Can't wait to get back. Cannot wait.
Yeah, when you plan
hopefully
to go?
Thanksgiving. Hopefully Thanksgiving for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving week, man. Do it a little bit differently this year. A lot of times we have people, fam come over. But we gonna switch it up and do something a little bit different and get out of here for a couple of days. So yeah, that's what we're doing, man. That's what we're doing. So look, man. Let's get on with the get on, man, because it's been quite the week, and it's been quite the sports week, Hogan. Let's just get on with the get on, because I think that's what the people want to hear in terms of the big games that we had, our Bulldogs, our Braves, our Falcons. We had some big games that people want to hear our take on. So I'm gonna get on. Let's start with the shout outs. I think I already did an intro. So let's roll on to the shout outs and we're gonna get into it. I hope.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Enhanced Sports Show. Lou is in the house. Yeah, he'll be joining us later. I also want to give a shout out to the fan. The anonymous fan is in the house. And those other listeners out there, new listeners, you can check us out on the Bread and Hover Show Facebook group. If you're interested in being part of the team, just hit us up and we'll take care of you. Outside of that, man, go ahead and get into it.
All right, before I start, man, shout out to Young Way Cool, man. We're going to talk about the Falcons later on, but shout out to Young Way Cool, man. He gave me 36 points in my fantasy league, man, and I won big this week. I never win big in my fantasy league, but I won big on Sunday thanks to Young Way Cool, my man. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I know the fans saw that. So, I know the fans saw that.
Yeah.
You didn't feel my wrath, but somebody did. But at any rate, man. On a sad note, man, rest in peace, man, the deep Dikembe Mutombo, one of the great big men coming out of Georgetown, man. Played for a lot of teams, but at least with us being Hawks fans, we remember him most. It's been an Atlanta Hawk, man, and so many charitable things that he's done, over the span of his life. Outside of his basketball career, man, we lost a giant, man, a giant of a person that meant a lot to a lot of people, especially in Africa. So shout out to Dikembe. Just rest in peace, rather to Dikembe Mutombo. Rest in peace, and just sympathy to his family and friends and people that know him and all the fans. Man, we felt that, man. That was pretty tough hearing that news coming down the pipe, man. So rest in peace, man. To Dikembe, Big D. You would always do the finger wag after the finger wag after the block shot. No, not in my house.
Rest in peace to Dikembe, man. No doubt about that.
Yeah, man. So we also we lost a couple of people, man. We lost Charlie Hustle, man. Pete Rose. Yesterday also. I mean, the hits just kept coming. So that was a big thing right there. Never got in. Baseball was true to the end, man. They never really, they never let him in the Hall of Fame. That's what they said. Lifetime ban meant lifetime ban. They say you may get in, but you won't be alive to see it. Such an unfortunate situation that he denied it for many, many years, and then finally fessed up to it later on in life. That of course he did. So it's just such an unfortunate, thing that happened, brought upon himself, but still he's one of the greats that played the game, man. So rest in peace to him, sympathy to his fam, man.
Absolutely, man.
And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I know that we lost John Amos. I heard about that yesterday, but people are like, well, we lost him in August, and I do not remember that. And so things came out about John Amos, who was James Evans in Good Times yesterday. And I just can't put two and two together. But, we did lose him, which is very rare. Good Times is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's one of my favorite sitcoms, man. It just is. I think I've watched every episode 101 times, at least 100, every episode. I will watch Good Times, and I would sit there and say line per line on some episodes. But he was the father figure on that show, and that was everybody remembers that. So rest in peace, John Amos, man.
Coming to America, man. Yeah.
Coming to America too. Yep. Coming to America was another big one, man. He also played in the sequel.
Yeah. I remember. I thought McDowell's was a restaurant.
He's the owner of McDowell's. Isn't that crazy? That's some funny stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, man. That was good stuff, man. So and he had a couple of other projects in between that it would show up on from time to time. So yeah. We never really got, I know everybody, and we're going to move on, but I know we never really got, I know everybody wanted, like, the Good Times movie and all kinds of stuff that happened with Good Times and, have different characters, bring it back, revive it. But it never really, really happened. I think it did for a Norman Lear special they did a few years back, but it's kind of corny. But they tried. But it ended. It ended. And they got out of the ghetto, and it ended. Everybody moved out and moved to good neighborhoods, got jobs, went to school, they went on and they actually had the opportunity to give you a final episode. And you can't say the same for a lot of shows. A lot of good shows out here, they just like, nah, you're canceled, and you don't even get a chance. To at least wrap it up and see a final episode of your favorite show. You think about the Jeffersons. Jeffersons just ended. Ratings were going down anyway, but Jeffersons just ended. A lot of shows just ended. Sanford and Son just kind of just, it didn't have a real ending. It just kind of morphed into another show. And then another show, and then another one. Then it just finally just gave it up. You know, so I'm like, you know, at least say about the Bell had an ending. So they had 3, 4, 5 endings. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, man. And you know, it'll still be alive with us, man. We watch the reruns, good times, and you know, and we see the old Coming to America movies. So Hova.
Yeah.
I was right and wrong about these Braves, right? I was right and wrong about the Braves. I was right about the fact they really weren't as good of a team this year as they were last year. But I was wrong about them making the postseason. I did not think that they would make the postseason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah, Braves just been too inconsistent. They've been too inconsistent this year. And we've had too many major injuries to the team. We lost our best player, a couple of best players. Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the best players in the league. We lost Spencer Strider early. You know, we had a couple little injuries in between, and so we had to ride on. If it wasn't for Chris Sale in the pitching, having some good games in between when our bats were pretty much cold, this would have been a really awful season. So,
Look,
yeah, man.
Is
what you got on the Braves, man?
Chris Sales is the reason they made it to this point. If it wasn't for Chris Sales, he pretty much salvaged what the Braves could have not have gotten this far. Outside of some hitting here and there, but I tell you, man, at this point, I think the highlight of this season is making it to the wild card and go home. That's pretty much it. You know.
Yeah.
We got to the wild card and wasted some time, and then now we're gonna take our butts back home. So we're gonna go here and waste the Padres. We're gonna get a Padres some tune-up so they'll be ready for the next opponent. So that's what
right.
They just giving the Padres some tune-up time. So
yeah, basically, waste of time.
That's all it is, man. You know, that's
waste
all
of time.
Waste of time.
Chris Sale is out, but it doesn't make any difference if Chris Sale pitched not because you're not hitting. You know, so even if the Padres scored 1 run yesterday, they would have won. It would have beat us.
But here's the thing, though. That's been the Braves' Achilles heel. Even when they were when they were healthy. The bats go cold in the postseason.
Go cold, man.
Regardless of whether, you know, I'm not even making excuses. You know, because we've known them to have everything intact. You know, got the belt, got all the tools in the belt. But the bats always go cold. That's the reason why they lost against the Phillies last year, because it wasn't about it. Just they had the on paper they looked like the team to beat, but the Phillies were the team that were hitting the damn ball, not the Braves.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is right now, man. They giving the Padres a tune up, and they'll be on their way back to the A.
Yeah, they'll be back tonight, tomorrow morning, whatever. You know, it was just not surprising, but it's just a big waste of time. So look, man, I think there's been I think it starts with the hitting coach with the Braves. You just start with the batting coach, man. You got to have a philosophy based on the players you have. You can't just go up there and just, like you did last year, swing for the fences. And, you were hot. Bats were hot last year. This year, bats were cold. And, when you see that, when you see them struggling in the lineup, not only do you mix up the lineup, but you got to have a strategy, man. You got to play some small ball. You got to incorporate some small ball in your game, do some other things. And then when you have players in scoring position, one on first and second, or first and third, or second and third, you got to make some plays that make sense. You can't always hit it over the wall. You got to be able to manufacture runs some kind of way. based on your strengths and how they play in the outfield. You got to have strategy, and Braves have no strategy at all, and that's got to come from the head coach.
And I agree, and that's the problem I have with the Braves. And you said the small ball. That's just like that's like non-existent with the Braves. When the last time you seen a Braves batter go up there to try to bunt just to get on damn base?
They just don't.
I don't. Last time I seen,
it's not what they do. They don't bunt. They don't. Well, nobody really bunts. But I mean, but still, I mean, you can hit loopers and you can hit open pockets in the field. Only one person really does that, and that's Ozzie Albies.
Yeah,
he's the only person that really does that.
But that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's kind of like, everybody goes up to the plate to swing for the fences, and that's what I'm tired of with the Braves. It's like everybody goes up to the plate looking to try to hit a damn home run.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Nobody's playing. I mean, if they play small ball, I think they have better chances of winning. I mean, hell, even the Padres tonight, they what I saw, they didn't do anything spectacular. They were just putting the damn bat on the ball and hit some balls out in the infield that were kind of to play. You had to play them, so they didn't do anything that made you go jump up and down and do jumping jacks. The anonymous fan got a few things. Let me go ahead and put it out here. The anonymous fan says, well, here's the thing. For those other guys on the roster, the playoff money matters. At least they are. You got to move those runners. Absolutely.
You got to move the runners. Yeah, you got to move them.
The anonymous fan is right. I mean, he's right. There is the thing about it is, you make it to the wild card, but you do get a little bonus check money. So I mean, that's all well and good. That makes even the season a whole lot better. But at the end of the day, you want to be competitive. You want to be able to win. I mean, I know, we put another check in the piggy bank, but let's at least be competitive.
But you learn that in high school ball. You learn how to move runners in the high school. I mean, the little baseball I did play in high school. I mean, you learn how to move and advance runners, playing team ball. It's not about you. So I think the head coaches got to go. Let's start there because we got to go. And I think Ron Washington was big for us. With Ron Washington leaving, and look, the brother deserves the opportunity to manage the ball club. Been in this game for a long time. But hell, if it ain't working out, man, just fire whoever we got and bring him back.
Right. Absolutely.
We are missing Ron Washington. I'm sorry. That's the missing link for us.
You know what? I remember watching the Bad News Bears and had Walter Matthau. I mean, now granted, they did some uncanny things, but at the end of the day, there was a message. The message was play competitive ball, play to win, do what you have to do to beat your opponent. And they did, they did the uncanny things in there, but then there were some things where that happened in the movie to where, the son on one of the players did some things, some situations in that situation. So, but at the end of the day, man, the point I'm trying to get at is whatever you put, you try to put the players in the best position to win, pitch and play small. I don't know what it is, and I'm just not seeing that. I don't see any sense of urgency. I'm going to go with the statement the anonymous fan made. I think the Braves were happy to get a bonus check, and let's take it home. So I think we'll take it for what it is. I wonder what Lou got to say about it. Lou on go ahead and bring. Let's go ahead and bring Lou on into.
Somebody call me.
Lou,
what's up, Lou?
All right.
What you think?
Yeah. Hang on a second. I think my head's a little bit bigger. Just want to check something here. No, it's normal. Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. All right. So yeah, a rough week in the sports world. I mean, we lost two great players. We lost, like you said, Mutombo and Charlie Hustle, who, of course, and I remember both of them. Yes, I even remember when Pete Rose was on the Reds and the Phillies when they won the championship.
Yep.
So that was,
Yep.
people in my lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah, I was only 10 when that happened.
So, but yeah, man. So, like I say, it really stood out with me when he played with the Reds.
Yeah. By the way, how are you guys doing over there?
So,
because that. So how you guys hold up?
Look, man, let's talk about it, man. Perfect timing, man. Let's go and talk about these Bulldogs, man. Come on, let's talk about the elephant in the room. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Look, man. Look, man. Everything went wrong, man. Bulldogs.
The beginning was horrible.
Yeah, it was. Look, man. Bulldogs. There's no secret. Bulldogs lose. To the Tide. A lot of people had us losing that game anyway. Some folk had us winning, and we talked about the Bread and Hover show. I thought it was going to be. It was. It turned out to be a close game, but it didn't start out that way. As a Georgia fan, you just hope that the game had started out, the way they did in the second half. It's like, look, come ready to play. If you were more competitive in the first half, you probably have a better chance of beating Alabama by 10. But that did not happen. Right. And they, you know what, Lou? I think that all the plays were scripted on both sides of the ball. All the plays were scripted. Everything that Georgia wanted to do offensively, they were already in the right place. And if they were not in the right place, he was just throwing balls in triple coverage. Carson Beck was just absolutely awful in the first half. Just horrible.
Look, man, Carson Beck was sleepwalking in the first half. I don't know.
You
can't do that.
I mean, he didn't come to play the first half. It's just what it was. He was just horrendous. But to his credit, we saw the good Carson Beck in the second half. I tell you, man, Bama, the thing about it is that wide receiver, Ryan Williams, what, he's 17-year-old guy?
17. That's it, just 17.
That guy, man, I tell you, man, Bama always find these guys that have that extra.
That too.
That extra gear. They always have. Yeah, they got this. Miro. They always and they have, and the thing about it, they don't find them. They just go there. I mean, the best talent in the world just go. They don't even have to find them. I don't even think Bama really needs to recruit. People just go to Alabama. That's the hot school. They got the reputation. They're the team to beat. And that's it. And they're gonna continue to get special players year after year. Now Georgia has had special players on defense. But not as other than Brock Bowers, Brock Bowers was our guy for a couple of years, but now that he's gone, Georgia's offense looks suspect. Okay, Georgia's offense looks suspect against better competition. Now, granted, they had a nice little comeback. Almost won that game. I didn't think Georgia had a chance, but almost came back and won. Had a lot of haymakers, some big plays. The running game started to look better. And what the problem in the first half, I don't know what team that was. I don't know what they were talking about. But again, the defense did not tackle. We're not used to seeing Georgia not tackle and wrap up. They didn't wrap. They had plays stop. Miro, okay, we got it for a loss. And then he'll just, they just let go and he'll wiggle out and kill us for 20 yards or something on the ground. I mean, he did whatever he wanted to do on the ground or in the air to Georgia. We were at his mercy. I've never seen. We
had no answer. We had no, the anonymous fans asked, what happened to the defense? Exactly. We didn't have no answer, man. No answer at all in the first half. I mean, hell, even, I would have even just said, you know what? Let's just play 7, 8 men in the box. At least we could say we'll pick. If they beat us on the pad, they beat us on the pad. But we're not gonna let this dude run all over us all night, right?
Right.
But I think
Yeah.
that's what they did. So they changed that whole philosophy, defense philosophy. The second half where they were stacking the box. You didn't see Milrose, doing all what he was doing for the
They
most.
did what they were supposed to do.
But he
You
should have
stack
did
the
that
box.
half though. I think they should have been doing, making the
And
man.
you stack the box and basically you put 2 spies on it. You put 2 spies on it. And everybody man up in the back. And don't let Williams get behind you. Which for the most part they did good, but he's just good. I mean, Williams is just good. I think Georgia played some good defense on Williams. He was just better. And we have some of the best. I still think that Georgia has some of the best cornerbacks in the country. And I think Malachi Starks was pretty decent, although he was hurt. But look, man, Georgia squandered a victory by not showing up in the first half, and I blame that on Kirby Smart. He did not, and it's uncanny. He didn't not have those guys ready to play. They were not. What the hell did they do for a week during the bye week? Party?
Well, but the thing about it, to Kirby credit, he did take, which rightfully so, he took all the blame and said, hey, I brought these guys into this situation and they, weren't ready. And I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So, let's just right the ship, right? Let's just right the ship, take care of business this weekend, and then be ready for Texas. So
I mean, but you got to look, but look, Hov, I got to see something early because Georgia has been sleepwalking in games all year. Okay, this ain't new to us. We've seen them sleepwalk all year in the first half, and then they come back in the second half like a new team. They've been doing it all year. They've been doing it for years, actually. Yeah. And so if Georgia just does not jump on teams early. We just don't do it. We could be playing Clark College, Clark University, CAU, Clark Atlanta. They're actually pretty decent this year, but it's Division II school. We could play them, and Georgia will have a slow start against Clark Atlanta.
I think to get a fast start, what we need to do is get Carson Beck in the rhythm early. And what I mean by that is dink and dunk. Hell, I don't even mind if we do a couple of screens to the running back, starting out. Just get the man in some kind of rhythm. I think we start out, if you notice, we start out, we try pounding the rock, which you get no yards, maybe get 1 yard, and now third and long situation. So I just think we need to just get Carson Beck in the rhythm early, doing screens to the running back. At least that's what I like to see. I think do something else, Brad, because what we're doing in these past couple of games, we start out slow, running the damn ball at the middle, and we're not getting anything from that. We're not on game.
Well, I think one of the main things is let's take the X's and O's out of it for a minute. I think that emotionally, Bama came to play emotionally. You wouldn't have thought they felt they were at home and they knew they were better than Georgia, and they played like it. They were excited to play Georgia. I mean, they get excited to play Georgia. If the Alabama, other than Auburn, Alabama gets excited. I don't understand it. And Georgia just kind of like, okay, it's Alabama. All right, just play a game. It's a business approach. It's a business. Let's X and O's and shake hands and be really nice and run our plays. And hopefully we win. And it's like it was two different teams emotionally.
What is Kirby record with Alabama? I think it's like
it's like 2-11, something like that. 2-10.
So
2-11.
Yeah, 2-8 against Alabama. 2 something like that. 2-10. I'm thinking it's 2-10.
Yeah, man. Well,
2-8, something like that.
The bottom line is this, man. We just got to change our whole. I don't know. You're right. Something has to change when it comes to playing Alabama. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it is.
You gotta go back and I think Kirby's a pretty decent motivator. He just can't play Bama. I don't know. He just doesn't get him rid of it. He's not ready, and the team's not ready. But it's kind of like when Mark Richt was coaching. It's crazy. I'm going back to Mark Richt. But you remember the Florida game, you know, and they had Tebow, and they beat us pretty bad the year before. And we went back and we played Florida. And then we marched down the field on Florida. And the first touchdown we scored, the whole team ran out there on the field in the end zone and got a celebration penalty. Penalty flags went everywhere. And then we killed Florida by 20 that year. But the guys were talented, but they needed an emotional spark. They're still kids. They're not professionals. So kids still play an emotional game and have the ability to play above themselves, so to speak, as a term. To play above themselves. Kids can do that. They're still kids. College kids do it all the time. That is what Georgia was missing. And they didn't get motivated to the second half. Till Kirby went and talked to him, and he did his thing, and they went out there and just came up a little bit short, but they played well enough crazy enough to play well enough to win. Everybody like, well, what is Bama doing? Well, hell, Bama tried. They did what they could, but Georgia was just good. So when you talk about that, it was an emotional edge that they had to jump on Georgia early. I think that's a big thing that other teams and Auburn this week, and we're going to talk about that in a few seconds, but Auburn has an opening. Look, man, Auburn looks like the Bad News Bears, but Auburn is a tough team. They just can't get stuff right. They just can't play 4 quarters, and they make mistakes. They can't play mistake-free ball. And teams have been making them play for not playing mistake. But they're going to be highly motivated, and they think they can beat Georgia because they almost beat Georgia last year with Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers made a miraculous play, and we won the game at the end because they actually played us tough for 4 quarters. We almost lost Auburn last year. Remember that game? Yeah. So Auburn knows that they can beat Georgia, especially and plus Georgia's kind of slumpy. We struggled against Kentucky 2 weeks ago. Okay, that was a struggle game. I mean, we usually struggle with Kentucky of election, but still, we should be winning on 1-point games against Kentucky. So we win a 1-point game by Kentucky, come back, get clobbered in the first half, come back in the second half, you end up losing off of a big play, end of the game, couldn't come back. All right, so Georgia's kind of slumping. And for Georgia's standards, Georgia's slumping. So Georgia's got a lot to prove for homecoming weekend this Saturday against Auburn. Because Auburn, I think they have high confidence and think that they can beat Georgia this Saturday.
I agree.
So Georgia best not play with Auburn, or it may be an upset. I'm serious, guys. I'm not in the moment. But what I've seen, I need to see more emotion from these guys early on, and I need to see Carson Beck play better earlier. That's all. He's not a special player. He's a good quarterback. He's what I call a booster pick. Y'all know what a booster pick is?
No.
Okay, a booster pick is a guy that the boosters pay good money for and they want to play. I don't care what your talent pool is or who say they're coming. Boosters make their decision on who they want the coach to start. And Carson Beck waited his turn. He's been around for a while. Waited his turn. Thought he was gonna get a little something going, but no, Stetson Bennett. And so he was third on the roster behind Stetson. Then he was second on the roster behind Stetson. And he finally got his shot. You know, instead of you remember Riola, the quarterback up in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Who actually Georgia recruited while he was going to in high school in Arizona. And so he was so dedicated and committed to Georgia that he left Arizona his junior year to play his senior year ball at Buford here in Georgia. Family moved to Georgia. Come to find out that Carson Beck decided he was going to come back to Georgia, not going to the draft, which meant what? Obviously, Kirby's going to start him. Riola like, nah, I didn't come here to sit on the bench, and so his pops went to Nebraska. And his pops and his uncle is coaching on staff there in Nebraska. So his family pressured him to go to Nebraska. And so now Riola's quarterbacking for Nebraska. Not great, but he's been decent for a freshman. I mean, he looks a whole lot better than Uyunglele. I mean, who doesn't look better than Uyunglele? So,
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying, I think Riola's a special quarterback. I think that he can move. I think he can throw. He Carson Beck is that. I mean, he can move a little bit. He's not exactly a statue, but Georgia needs a special player. If you want to be championship caliber, you got to have those special players on your team. They're very, very good players, but they're not special. Etienne is not special, but he's very, very good. Frazier hadn't seen enough of him. But Carson Beck has been there long enough. He's got skills, but he's not special. Cam Ward is special. Shedeur Sanders, he's special. You got a couple of quarterbacks out there that are active.
Yes.
He's special. Quarterback from he's special. And so you got special quarterbacks, which Carson Beck is not. He's a booster pick, but he's not special. That's the problem with Georgia. And because I can go deep about Georgia. I can go again. We can go back to Justin Fields. Okay. He wasn't exactly the booster pick. The boosters kind of fought over him, whether he should play or not. Then when we got Justin Fields, Georgia didn't know how to coach him. Too many design runs, too many things that was just not right. And he didn't even start the entire time. And guess what?
Right.
The kid transfers to Ohio State, and he looks like a different player. No, he's the same guy. You just got coaches who know how to coach quarterbacks and know what to do. Georgia does not. Stetson Bennett was special. No, he could run a 4.4 and but he was special. Right. He was a winner. He was a baller. Okay, so that's my little thing about Georgia. We're gonna make some picks later on. Right now, I'm not a believer that Georgia's gonna even make the playoffs because I think that Georgia. I think Georgia loses.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, the reason I say that is because I think Georgia loses 2 more games. I think Georgia loses to Texas, and I think Georgia loses at home to Tennessee.
I don't know. I think they can beat Tennessee, but you're right about Texas. Because you got Ewers coming back, and
yes,
Manning. Of course, Manning.
It don't matter who they.
He's football royalty anyway. So yeah, but I'm not sure they can lose to Tennessee. I think they can beat them. So I don't think I would count them out just yet.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Lou. I know you coming at it hard bread, and I get it. You might be in your feelings about it, but at the end of the day, I think, man, the way I see it is Georgia gonna, they're gonna make things. They're gonna right the ship. I think this loss definitely, was something to wake everybody up and say, hey, look, something got to change. Which I think they're gonna right the ship. I think we're gonna go, take care of business with Auburn, and I think we're gonna go and take care of business with Texas. In Tennessee, that's probably gonna be a tough one, but I don't see. I'm gonna put it out there, man. I don't see the Bulldogs losing another game, man. And I know I said that on the Brandon Hover show, but I don't see them losing another game.
All right, as a fan, I hope you're right. But I've just seen too many weaknesses. I think I put it this way: they've been exposed, and if you are one of the top tier teams like Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, some of the high tier teams, I think that Georgia's going to run into some problems. I don't know about the defense. Defense may wake up, but their offense is just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. But I think I'm a little bit more confident about Ole Miss. It looks like the same old Ole Miss to me. Ole Miss lost to Kentucky over the weekend. Interesting game. I mean, so people got to think about Kentucky, being a competitive dark horse in this thing some kind of way because, you played Georgia for 4 quarters pretty tough. And then you turn around and you beat Ole Miss, which was a highly ranked team. But, once you find a way to kind of stifle their offense, they're not going to do much. And so I think Georgia can beat an Ole Miss. When some people like, I don't know, Ole Miss is on the schedule. That's pretty. I think Georgia can handle them. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am on that, man. And we can talk some more. So in terms of the game this week, Bulldogs and Auburn. I'm gonna send it to Lou. Who wins that game and by how much?
Georgia by 10.
All right, Hova.
Georgia by 13.
Yeah, I got Georgia by 4 in this one. Auburn plays is tough, so I don't know. It was tough last year. I don't know. It's just they got a really good defense. So I got Georgia by 4 in this one. And I think that Utah finally lost the game against Arizona. That was a pretty good one. I don't know if you guys watched that West Coast stuff, but
if it's on early enough, yes. But if it starts at 11 and doesn't until 3 in the morning, no.
Yeah. I'm with you, Lou. I try to stay up with him, man. When those games start at 12, I'm done. Right. So the game's watching me at round 2. So, but Utah Utes, pretty good defense. They were a ranked team, still a ranked team, and they lost their first game to Arizona, so that was pretty good. Minnesota kind of edged Michigan edged Minnesota, and Penn State won a pretty tough game over Illinois. So, Big Ten is going to shake out eventually. So, look, two upcoming games, guys, in college. Ole Miss, speaking of Ole Miss, they're going to play South Carolina in South Carolina. Yeah. So I think that's going to be a pretty interesting game. Lou, who you picking in that game, man? Ole Miss versus South Carolina.
I got to go Ole Miss.
Yeah. Hova?
I'm going with Ole Miss in that one. I think I hadn't seen a lot of South Carolina, but I like Ole Miss in that one.
Baseball.
Yeah. I think they have one of the best defensive players. I think he's either a linebacker or DN, but they got one of the best defensive players in the country. South Carolina. It's pretty good. But they just don't have enough offensively to stay consistent. I think Ole Miss ends up winning this game. It'll be a close one, but I take Ole Miss. You got undefeated Missouri is going to Texas A&M. Texas A&M has only lost 1 game. New coach. Who you got in that one, Lou?
Which one was that?
It's Missouri versus Texas A&M. They're going to Texas A&M. 12th man.
I think I'm gonna go with Texas A&M here. This we have ourselves a tie game.
All right, who you got in that one, Hope? Missouri or Texas?
I got I'm gonna go with Texas A&M.
At home?
Yeah, that 12th man is gonna be hard to overcome.
Yeah. I think that 12th man is gonna be tough too, man. So yeah, we'll roll. I'll go ahead and roll with the 12th man too. I roll with the 12th man. So look, man, let's go and talk Falcons, man. Let's talk Falcons. What you got in Hope? I'm gonna let you start out on the Falcons, man. What you got on the Falcons win? I'm gonna let you start out on this.
I think the good out of the Falcons was they played a competitive game and they gave themselves a chance to win and they pulled it out. Big shout out to the kicker. The kicker has been saving.
Young Way Cool.
Hey, the kicker's our saving grace right now. Real quick, I want to go back to the statement the anonymous fan made. Georgia will be fine. They really just need to beat Alabama in the SEC championship game. I agree with that. I think it is going to come down to. I think Georgia's definitely going to see Alabama again. Also, so going back to
but they got to make it there first. So they're going to have to beat. They're going to have to beat Texas to get there.
Okay.
Oh man, Brad, I hear you.
They go have to win some games to get there. I don't know. They got to get there. So I
I
don't
hear
know,
you.
man. Georgia got to get there.
I got you. I got
And Alabama doesn't have Texas on the schedule this year.
you. Right.
No.
That's what's crazy. But they do have Tennessee on the schedule. So
Going back to the
that'll be
Falcons,
good.
the Falcons, the bad is the offense. We already know the offense. They gotta. I don't know. They're gonna figure that thing out, man. I know you got offensive coordinator trying to figure it out on the job, learning on the job. But you know, and then we'll go ahead and go with the ugly with Kyle Pitts. He's pretty much a no-show. I don't know what it's gonna take to get him involved more. Maybe if they do, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to figure that one out too. But um, the Falcons got their work cut out as usual. This is a short week for them. I think tomorrow is going to be a very tough game for them, and but we'll get on into the picks.
Yeah. So just real quick, man.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said, Ho. I think our saving grace has been the kicker, defense, special teams in that particular game. It's always good to beat the Aints, number one, and we beat them at home. Too many of them Aints live here, so not a lot of them travel here, but a lot of them live here already. They just didn't go back home. But I think defense, special teams, shout out to them. Heads up plays and turnovers. Offense was just bad. You got offensive coordinator who's learning on the job. It's a play caller. You don't know when that's going to come right, if it comes around. I think Kirk Cousins is mostly healthy, but he's not comfortable with everybody around him. He's still trying to learn everybody and win games at the same time, and stuff's not clicking. He likes Mooney. I think that's his favorite. What's the other guy? McCullough. He likes him a lot. And then the old guys, Drake London, he'll find him when he remembers he's on the team. And Pitts is just not around. Look, man, let me talk about just real quick about Pitts, guys. Just real quick. It's not all on Pitts. Okay? Somebody had to draft him. You got to give some of this heat to Terry Fontenot. I know everybody kind of in love with him and some of the moves he made, this, that, and the other. But look, man, you got to call it what it is. Terry Fontenot should not have drafted Kyle Pitts at number 4. You don't do that. He wasn't that good of an athlete drafted number 4. He was decent, but his skills had not been that. Say again, Lou.
What were they thinking?
Yeah, right.
Drafting him at number 4 when he wasn't even that good?
No, he wasn't number 4. If Kyle Pitts had the same production and you drafted him in the 3rd round, it's not a discussion.
No.
So the problem is the evaluation of his skill set was wrong by our front office to pick him up at 4. Kyle Pitts is just Kyle Pitts. He is what he is at this point. Everybody's kind of saying, well, he should do more. I mean, maybe he should, but I mean, I just think Kyle Pitts is who he is. I don't think he can play any much better than what he's doing. And he's not getting targets. I don't think the quarterback is comfortable with him anyway. He's a big slot receiver.
Here's the thing. I think and I'm gonna go with the anonymous fan statement. If the defense coordinator, if you're a defensive coordinator, you don't have to worry about Pitts. Make it easy.
Yeah.
But I think here's the thing, man. Let me ask this question. If Pitts was in I think it's the system. If Pitts was with Kansas City Chiefs, do you think Andy Reid know how to use him a little bit better? I think so, right?
Yes.
I would have to say yes because of Andy Reid, not because of Pitts.
Yeah, okay.
But y'all see where I'm going with this? So in order for Pitts to kind of really shine, you have to really have some of the best offensive minds in the game to kind of do something with it. But most coaches are good or average at best. Yes. Good average. And nobody can do nothing with this guy. Because this is what his second or third offensive coordinator in Atlanta. And not to say all of them have been great. I think that Arthur Smith was just not very good. You see what he's doing in Pittsburgh, pretty much nothing. And now you got a different offensive coordinator, and although he's learning on the job, Kyle Pitts is really not helping the cause. He's not getting open. He's not really running clean routes. He's not really blocking consistently. He's not doing a whole lot.
I think that's what I think the problem is. I think we're asking too much from this guy. Yep. I don't think he should be blocking, to be honest with you. I think we should just have him go out, line up, and run, or at least
there you go.
run the best route we think that he can run.
There you go.
That's what
there you go. Now Hova, that's the most on point thing you said all night. You said a lot of good things tonight, but that's the most on point thing that you said tonight. I agree 100%, brother. I agree. You find out what he does best and do it. Because he's not a real tight end. He's just not an NFL tight end. He's not. They thought that he was going to be what do you call it? What's the guy who played with New England? Not Grunt, but other Hernandez or somebody.
Well, they thought it was something like that. But hell, we don't have a Tom Brady. So look, man.
There you go.
It's real simple, man. It's the system.
I think you find out what he does best, which is very little, and you put him in there.
For you guys. I got a scrubby for you. Brewers now lead the Mets 5-3, bottom of the eighth.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that home run, man. He hit the hell out of that ball.
Yeah. I saw that one eye. We hope the Mets lose, but
well,
that's the Mets for you.
The Braves is 3 innings left. It's almost almost over.
Yeah, we're pretty much done with Braves, man. We're just.
I know.
We're done.
The says he won't be the first tight end that cannot block. Oh man, that's funny.
This is true.
This is true, though.
This is very true. Yeah. But look, man, do the Atlanta Falcons just need an average tight end that can do things as a tight end, or do we need Kyle Pitts? Who would be more productive? I can tell you what the answer is already because we've seen it. But
well, it's real simple, man. I said it. The anonymous fan agreed with it. We just use them what we can get out of them. I think that's all you can do at this point. And maybe maybe look for trade. Trade.
Yeah.
That's what I would look at.
Yeah,
but man,
I don't.
Let's go and get on into these picks, man.
Yeah, picks. So let's start with the Falcons, man. Falcons got Tampa Bay tomorrow night, Thursday night football. So they're playing. They're playing in Atlanta. So they're in the A tomorrow. So it's gonna be on fire. It's like that's back-to-back home games here in the A. So who wins that game, Lou? The Falcons or the Bucks?
Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds. Who you got over Dirty Birds or the Bucks? The Yucks.
Man, I'm going with the Falcons. They got the momentum going on, and let's keep it going.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game for the Falcons. It's gonna be a really tough game. But I got the Falcons in a close one, man. I think we beat Tampa in a very close one. The fan got a pick on that one.
Let's see. The fan. What do you say, fan? For the Falcons or between the Falcons and the Bucks, who you like? Okay, the fan got mixed up on the. Okay, the fan comes with he going with the home team, Falcons.
All right. So we got the Jets going against Minnesota. The Jets are going to Minnesota, and the line is
game now.
It's the Vikings by 2.5.
That game is in London. That was in London.
Oh, that's right. It is in Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham.
Yeah.
It's in
Yeah,
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah,
And
Fishing.
Minnesota's the technically home team, but they both visiting a neutral site. So the line is Minnesota by 2.5. Who you got, Luke?
I hate to go against the Jets, but I think I gotta go Minnesota on this one.
I know how you feel. That's a 9:30 game too. 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Who you got, Hope?
Yeah, I'll probably be having some breakfast watching that one. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
We all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Jets, man. I think the Jets play pretty good defense. I don't know why. I feel like the Jets. I think the Jets got it.
I'm going Minnesota on this one, man. They just hot, man. Sam Darnold, whoever would have thunk it, but it didn't work in New York. But he goes to Minnesota. They get rid of Kirk Cousins. They ain't got to pay him all that money, coming off an injury. And now you got Minnesota, that's offense is just blazing, and they're undefeated. And you got the Falcons we're 500, but that offense is far from blazing. And Kirk Cousins didn't look all that great.
Yeah, that is true. It looks like the numbers fan going with the Jets. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I think the thing with the Minnesota with Sam Darnold, the first is what quarterback, what even the mediocre game manager type quarterback would not do well in that offense. I mean, really, truly. You got Jefferson. You got
that's enough, right?
I mean, Minnesota actually has an offensive line. I mean, so
yeah.
I can't see why Sam Darnold. I'm not surprised, to be honest, that he's actually playing as well. He never had this.
Yeah.
When he played in Carolina, he didn't have what he has now.
Yeah.
The Anonymous fan thinks that Sam Darnold will be coming back to earth real quick.
That's possible.
Well,
this weekend.
That's possible. This weekend. Probably so.
Oh man,
you got to go to get the Jets. I think the Jets still got a pretty good defense, though.
The Jets got defense, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on the offense with Aaron Rodgers, the chemistry. I don't know if it's something toxic going on with them and the head coach.
It probably is.
I don't know, man, but they just not on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's gonna change not in 1 week. So
no, it won't.
But at the same time, I do think the Jets possibly just maybe can come up with a win because they do play pretty good defense.
Here's a good matchup, guys. You got Baltimore going to Cincinnati. Who you got in that one, Luke?
Ravens.
Who you got, Hover?
I'm going with Ravens. Action Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going Action Jackson too. I hope he scores a lot of points, man. Who's the fan having that Baltimore-Cincinnati game, man?
The fan says the Ravens will play bad after a good win.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's a road game. That's a rival game, rival division game. But I don't know, man. I think they're trying to find their groove just a little bit. They're losing close games.
Sold on Cincinnati, man. For some reason, I'm still not sold.
Me neither, man. They got bad juju up there. So the line has Baltimore about 2.5. Here's an interesting one. Cleveland versus Washington in Washington with the rookie quarterback lighting it up, guys. Whoever would have thunk it. Who you got in that one, Lou? You got the Redskins, my bad, the Washington, what do you call them? Washington team? I don't know. The team up there in D.C.
Washington Cougar Birds.
The Commodores.
The Commodores, right. The Washington Commodores and the Cleveland Browns. Who you got in that one, Lou? Washington or Cleveland?
No, I'm gonna go Washington on this one.
Yeah. Who you got, Hope?
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yep.
Brick house.
Yep. No, guys, I'm going with that night shift.
Okay.
Go with that night shift.
Uh,
Who the fan got in this one, man?
the look like the fan says, I really think the Browns defense will play good in this game. That's possible.
It's
They have a pretty
possible.
good defense. I just think right now, man, the Commodores, all right, the Commanders, they're
The
playing with
who?
the Washington Commanders. I think they
Who is
play.
that? Oh, that's the name. Oh, okay. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll keep
okay.
calling
All
them
right.
Commodores, but yeah, but I think they're playing with a lot of. I think the team right now is getting on, on hitting on the right cylinders. The offense, man, that's the big surprise with them. I had
Yeah.
the way Jalen Daniels is playing, man. He's
Yeah.
playing. He
Lights
doesn't.
out, man.
I don't think he's not even. You don't even think he's a rookie. The way he's back there,
No, these, yeah. Yeah.
taking business. And their defense is so it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
The Browns, the Browns got some problem. Browns played pretty good defense, but the offense is
Yeah, they trying to get Nick Chubb back.
still a little suspect. I don't know why Watson. I don't know. He don't really. I'm not sure what's going on. I think what's going on with Watson. I think he got off the field. So you got to think he got some off the field stuff going on. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Oh,
So,
man. Anonymous fan, real quick.
yep.
He throws out a hex. Daniels was getting hurt if he's not in college anymore. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. He coming. Hey, the numbers fan coming with the baseball bat.
Man, put the bats up, man. Put them bats up, man.
Hey man, put the bat.
Put the bats up, guy. Come on.
It's early, man. Put the bat down.
It's early.
Hey, put it down. All right,
Put it down, man. Put it down.
We'll let them roll with that one. What's the next?
We let it roll. We let it roll with that. Look, here's a good one. You got Buffalo going to Houston.
That's easy. The Bills.
Woo! He's got the Bills. You got in that one, Hope.
Oh man, I gotta go with the Bills.
Woo! I am going Houston with the home team. Going home team right here. Who is the anonymous fan have?
He's got Houston.
Yeah. I think Houston. I'm not sold with Buffalo. They're just different teams. Too many people going, man, and just I like Kincaid connection with Allen, but I don't know, man. Something about Buffalo is not quite right. Still a good team though, but something's not quite right.
Well, that team does. I don't know. They kind of make me think about like Cincinnati a little bit.
Yeah.
1 minute they look unbeatable, and then the next minute they, you're like, what is this? Who is this?
Yeah. Got bad juju, man. Got bad juju. It's not working for them. So look, guys, we got Dallas at Pittsburgh. That's the old rivalry. Back in the day. Back in the day, that's all you had for a couple of years in the 70s. So in the 80s, especially going to the Super Bowl, Dallas versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You went either one team, and everybody, you either went with one team or the other. I always went with Pittsburgh, and it's always because Lynn Swann was kind of like one of my favorite players growing up. So I always went with Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl against Dallas. And then I was one out of 50 guys. Everybody else in the class went with Dallas. That was just a popular team. So with this, Pittsburgh finally lost the game, finally caught up with them.
Surprise?
No, it's just a matter of time. So they are playing in Pittsburgh. The line has Pittsburgh by 2.5. Who you got in this one, Luke?
It's a tough one, really. But I think I'm going with hold on a second. Let me check over there. Yeah, Cowboys.
All right. Who you got, Hope?
I got Pittsburgh.
Woo. This is tough, guys. I'm going Pittsburgh in this one. I think they. I don't know. I'm just going Pittsburgh because they're at home. Gritty team. Dallas ain't got it. I think they just going to run, and that defense is just going to just fold like a lawn chair. So who does Anonymous fan have?
Oh, the Cowboys got some injuries, and
Yeah. On top of that, yeah.
I mean,
Who's fan having this one?
the fan going with the Steelers.
Yeah.
They say the Cowboys they can't afford to lose, but he like to see the Steelers win. But it's not the Cowboys. I don't care. It's not their year this year, man. I'm just gonna be honest, man.
It's time to get Dak all that money. Get Dak all that money, man, and just said,
Jerry
lose some games.
Jerry probably mad as hell, but he know. I think he
He's
realized.
not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah, I think as he made a big mistake, and he gonna have to eat this one.
Yeah, yes, he is. Big time. So, guys, look, here's the last pick of the night. Last pick of the night is the Aints versus Kansas City Chiefs. This is a Monday night matchup. This game is in Kansas City. Who you got in this one, Luke? Arrowhead Stadium.
You would think I would take the Raiders, but I don't see it happening.
You got this, the Aints or the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Hope.
And I'm going with this is my upset special, man. I'm going with the Saints.
Man, look at you, man. You just doggone it. Hope, really?
Look, man. Here's the thing.
We just can't, man. Hope.
Look.
Really?
Look at it like this. I'm just gonna put it out there. The Chiefs, I like the Chiefs. They find ways to win ugly games. They won one last week against the Chargers.
Sometimes you gotta win ugly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see them. I don't think they're gonna reach
Not
out. They got to figure it out, right? Rice, he's hurt. Then your running back situation is kind of iffy right now, and everything's on Mahomes, man. Outside of the fact that the Chiefs have been playing pretty good, decent defense, I like the Saints. I see Rashid Shaheed going for a big one and another big one. Yeah, I like that.
Man, look at you, man. We just can't take you nowhere. I'm going Chiefs in this game. I think just for the simple fact, two things. I think you got Mahomes and Reed, guys who find ways to manufacture points. It ain't pretty, but they will find ways to manufacture points. They're a special duo. It's kind of like when Brady and Belichick. I mean, didn't like them, but the two of them together. I mean, whenever you have a coach quarterback combination that really got something special going, they're hard to stop.
Yes.
It may seem like. I think the other thing also is Chiefs deep. I think people, I think they got a good enough defense to make plays when they need to make plays. And I think they're going to make enough plays against them. I think Kamara's, he's hurt. He's a little banged up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hill is out. I think he's out on concussion. This is an abdomen, but I think it's concussion. And they got a couple of other injuries on offensive line. I mean, they got mad. I don't know how they're going to score points. I mean, Shaheen, he good. They can get the ball downfield, but I think they're gonna put enough pressure on that quarterback to make Carr put him on the move. So I think that's gonna be a pretty good game. But I think that the offensive prowess between coach, quarterback, also defense is gonna be enough to pull this through Kansas City at home. I just don't see them lose against the Aints at home. They may lose against somebody at home, but it won't be the Aints. Who the fan got?
The fan said Kansas City defense will pull it out.
Yep.
City. He said you shut down Kamara and it's over.
Pretty much. Yeah. Once you know where they're going with the ball, you just double up, man, and then pick them. I mean, that's Packers. Packers defense had a pretty good game plan for them. Yeah, it was bend on break, but man, that secondary was playing. Then they had the delayed blitz from the corners and all and the safety blitzes. It's like, man. So they had a nice little package. And so I think Packers got pretty good defense, actually, man. Surprisingly. So that's the last pick of the day, guys. That's all I got. That's what we have. So here it is on the 10:30 hour. So we need to wrap it on up for the night. So Lou, if you would take us on home, brother, we appreciate it.
Certainly. Enhanced Sports Show, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number is 512-543-4662. Number again, 512-543-4662. Going to talk about the baseball division series playoffs, which start this weekend. It's also college and pro football predictions. We'll give you your thoughts on your surprises for the year so far in the NBA and the NFL. We'll get some NBA and NHL preseason news as well. Also, along with a recap of the President's Cup that took place this weekend. Some of my fans are, some of my callers are golf fans, so I'll give them that. Also, our monthly look at the schedule, the calendar of events, standings for the NFL, the ridiculous side of the week, your thoughts, sports trivia, this weekend's sports history, and the feel good story of the week. So call 512-543-4662 Saturday between 4 to 6 p.m. And remember, folks, that's East Coast time.
All right. Good deal. Appreciate that, Lou. We're going to check you out.
Okay.
Lou, thanks for joining the show tonight, brother.
My pleasure, man.
All right,
fellas.
cool. All right, good night, man. We want to thank the fan joining the show.
Thanks, fan.
Appreciate you. Glad to have you added a lot to the show, man. We appreciate you. Keep listening, man. We're going to have more surprises, more things going on, more segments we're going to add. So we're going to keep adding some flavor to the show, but we're glad to have you part of the show, brother. Keep listening. Spread the word. And with that over, we're going to see everybody next week. Brad the Hogan Show around 9-ish. And until then, speak on it.
Speak on it.